Hey guys, welcome back to Argent Leftovers. This is Argent, and today we're going just a little bit creepier with stories from r/Let's Not Meet. Now, this is a subreddit where people post stories of meeting people who they wish they hadn't. Before we jump in, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to share this video with all of your friends and turn on notifications so that you know when we've gone live or we've posted a new video. And without further ado, let's jump on in. First up, we have Man in All Black Hiding Behind My House by Hugh Wyan. I just found this sub, and I think I have a story or two that might fit here. Apologies, I'm on mobile. This happened last year, so for some pretext, my parents live in a nice neighborhood in a pretty nice house. The street their home is on dead ends into our driveway, which goes behind the house. There are not any other houses behind or near it because we're surrounded by 13 acres of woods. In short, the backside of the house is completely hidden from the rest of the world. Every now and then, people pull all the way into our driveway as they either don't realize the road dead ends or they're trying to turn around. It's pretty annoying, but it's never bothered us too much. Anyway, one evening I was eating a late dinner in the house with my girlfriend at the time and my mom. It was probably 9:30 because my ex and I both got off work. We were planning on eating dinner together, but I offered to bring some food back from my mom because my dad was out of town. We were only ones home that night because my sister was out with some friends. It was a pretty gloomy night, and it was incredibly dark and quiet outside. We were sitting at our kitchen table eating, and out the window we see an old beat-up sedan pull into our driveway and go right up to the side of the house. We figured whoever it was just lost or turning around as usual, but after about 5 minutes of the car still being there, it became a little unsettling. We talked amongst ourselves and tried to figure out if it could be someone that we knew. Not a single person came to mind. There was literally no one that we knew that would show up unannounced at 9:30 at night in a car we've never seen. I peeked out the window to try and see who it was. Sitting in the car, I saw a thin man probably in his mid-30s wearing a very dark, worn clothes with a face covered almost entirely with black tattoos. He was just sitting there completely silent by himself looking at the house. I watched him for a minute or so and began to get a really eerie feeling. Something was just off about the guy. By now he had been in our driveway for almost 10 minutes, not moving, not on the phone, just staring at our house. I decided at this point that I should probably do something, so I told my mom and ex-girlfriend to just stay at the table, and I walked out on the balcony overlooking the driveway with my two very large dogs in tow. The man didn't panic when he saw me. He didn't roll down his window or talk to me. He didn't leave our driveway. He just stopped looking at the house and stared directly at me. We stared at each other for about 20 of the most incredibly uncomfortable seconds of my life. It felt like an eternity. It was getting even darker outside, and it was still silent besides a few crickets occasionally chirping. I know it sounds stupid, but even without the guy looking creepy and wearing all black clothing, something about him just wasn't right. Now being even more nervous about this guy, I motioned for him to roll down the window. He rolled it down, and I asked him what he was doing. The only two words he said to me were, "I'm hiding." My entire body got immense chills. I somehow managed to muster the words, "I'm sorry, but you can't hide here." We stared at each other for probably another 30 seconds before I told him that if he didn't leave, I'd call the police. He didn't react at all, just sat in his car not moving, staring at me. I went back inside and told my mom to call the police and went and grabbed my dad's 12 gauge. While we were all hustling around trying to figure out what to do, my ex-girlfriend looked back out of the window and he was gone. We didn't hear him leave, didn't see any lights. He just all of a sudden left without showing any prior intention to do so. The entire situation was just bizarre and unsettling. My mom, already on the phone with the police, told him that he left, and they said they'd send a cruiser down to drive around our neighborhood and keep an eye out. I did not sleep that night. I sat in our family room with a shotgun in my lap until the sun came up. I still to this day don't know what the guy was doing or why he pulled into our driveway. I'm not sure if he somehow knew my dad was out of town and thought my 50-year-old mother and 16-year-old sister were home alone. The scary thing is that my mom would have been alone if I hadn't decided to offer to eat dinner with her. I don't know if he was scoping the place out for a robbery or if he was actually telling the truth and was hiding from someone, but I have no idea who he would have been hiding from and why he was doing so in our driveway. I also don't know why the guy was so damn cold and eerie. Anyway, Mr. Creepy Tattooed Face Guy, I seriously hope I don't run into you again. Next up we have He Wants to See My Mom by Tani Vani. I have a bad habit of letting random people into my DMs on Insta. Once in a while, I'll make a good friend, but most other times, it's so creepy. I should really stop before I get another post to write for this subreddit, but alas, I am curious. A guy slid into my DMs earlier this evening, starting with, "You're hot," which is where I should have ended it. But no, my curiosity got the better of me, and I continued talking to the guy. He was a boy around my age from Lebanon, so I didn't feel all that threatened. What's he gonna do, swim across the Atlantic Ocean to America? That, and he seemed normal enough despite a little horny. All of a sudden, he started asking to see pictures of my mom and my family. Him: "Can I see a photo of your family? You and your mom?" Me: "I don't have any, sorry. I do have pictures of my dogs, though." Him: "Huh? I want parents, not dogs." Me: "Why?" Him: "I need that." That line was a little weird, but I just assumed it was his broken English since it wasn't his first language. I cleaned it up for your reading purposes. Of course, I was wrong. Me: "For what exactly?" Him: "Just to see the family." That was also weird, and I wasn't about to give my family's faces out to a random stranger on the internet I've only been talking to for half an hour. Me: "I don't have any pics, sorry." Him: "Okay, it's okay." Me: "Sorry about that," I told him, thinking it was the end of it. I was wrong. Him: "But you can do that, lol. Have selfie with your mom, or take a pic with her when she's in the house, or sleeping." Sleeping? That's creepy. Who takes pictures of people when they're sleeping besides as a joke? Me: "Why do you need it so bad?" Him: "Want to see you when you're an adult woman. Surely you'd be like your mom, so I want to see your sexy mommy." Me: "I'm not gonna look like my mom." Him: "I will be sad." Me: "I'm sorry, she's asleep." This is where it got surprisingly weirder. Him: "Awesome. Go to her room, take many pictures of her while she's asleep. It's easy, like." Me: "Dude, no." I should have just blocked him then. Then again, I'd had another guy make several other accounts just to keep talking to me, and I thought he was going to do the same, so I was just going to try and end the conversation. Him: "What do you want in favor for a pic of your mom?" Me: Nothing. I'm not showing you my mom." Him: "Why? I will help you." Me: "With what?" Him: "Losing your virginity." I blocked him right then and there. That was the last straw for me, man. I should have blocked him long before that, but I wanted to see how far he'd go, to be honest. Either way, I hope that dude never returns to my life. It was a very weird hour, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep letting random people into my DMs. Remember, kids, don't show random people pictures of you or your family. Don't give out any personal information either. Let me know if this belongs in another subreddit. I just thought it fit here because it was a creepy encounter. TLDR, a random dude slid into my Instagram DMs and demanded pictures of my mom in trade with helping me lose my virginity that I never asked to lose. This is posted by Violets Are Blue. If you feel like something might be off with your partner, chances are you may be right. This is really difficult for me to talk about, so excuse me if some of this is unintelligible. English is also not my first language. In order to avoid some lengthy backstory, I will try and keep this exposition as brief as possible. Around 8 months ago, I had just gone through a very intense breakup with my then partner. We were together for over 5 years, and during that time she always insisted I was smarter, wiser, and generally overall a better person than her. Over the course of the 5-year period, this got more and more intense as it built up to a breaking point. She made me make all of the decisions, what to eat, what to do, where to move to, etc. Now, some of you may be reading this thinking, that sounds amazing, I wish my girlfriend partner let me make all the decisions. However, as usual, this kind of thing comes at a cost. Being in that situation, it can be very difficult to not let yourself take advantage of the person you are with. Before I continue with this story, please know I never took advantage of her or the situation. I loved her for a very long time, and we shared many great memories. However, people change. Everyone does, and this is actually one of the reasons I'm writing this. As we got older, she began to realize she no longer needed someone to make decisions for her. She began to believe in herself and her ability to make decisions. Great, I thought. I guess, however, that this influenced how much she cared about me or needed me, and as a result we broke up not long after, in a way that was less than easy for both of us. Within a week of separating, she had begun dating someone new, a work colleague. Not long after this, I began receiving berating messages from her new partner expressing how much of a horrible person I was, as he had heard all of the terrible things I had done to her over the past 5 years and how she is finally with someone she deserves, etc. I'm thinking, right, Well, at least I'm not involved in this anymore, and following some back and forth for a small while, and about 2 weeks worth of further messages from his side, he let the situation die. Or so I thought. Speed forward 6 months to the present day. I receive a text message early last week from the new partner. The text message follows. Hi blank. First off, I wanted to apologize for all the things I said to you 6 months ago. Secondly, I really needed to talk to you about blank. Things have changed. A lot. I am concerned for your safety. Me and blank split last week, and I'm no longer in contact with her. She was fired a month ago after receiving warnings about turning up for work high. She got involved in some really weird druggies and has changed a lot since we last spoke. For months after we started dating, she would not stop talking about how much she hated you and wanted to pay for all the things you supposedly did. Now she's also been saying the same things about me, and I'm actually concerned now that she is involved with these kinds of people that she might actually follow up on them. At first, I did not reply. I figured I do not want to get involved in any of this drama, and to be honest, was still kind of angry with this guy in the first place, so I carried on with my life. That was until Thursday night. It was around 2 a.m. and I was in the bath, winding down from a crazy day. I am a night owl. When I heard a subtle tap on the glass door downstairs. Then I hear a woman's voice call out my name, softly in the creepiest, spine-tingling voice I'd ever heard, followed by more taps. At this stage, it's important for me to point out how my house is built. I live in a townhouse. That is, a row of small houses built into each other, each house having a small front garden with its own fencing. The downstairs kitchen and living room, and upstairs bedrooms and bathrooms, which is where I was. There's also a front porch on the upper floor. I crept out of the bath and onto the front porch and looked over the railing to see my ex and 2 other tall, skinny guys with a bat and a golf club. I called the police ASAP. Being in a small town, the ETA was only a few minutes, but it was enough time to watch my kitten jump out of the front downstairs window to greet them, only to see one of the guys kick her over the fence and try to break in. At this stage, I'm panicking and hide in the closet upstairs. I hear 2 guys downstairs starting to smash things, my monitor for my PC, my TV, my glass coffee table, and worse yet, I can hear my ex slowly creeping up the stairs calling my name quietly, again in a terrifyingly jarring, horror movie-esque voice. I then hear sirens. I then hear them bolting for the back door and running down the alleyway towards the back car park. I don't move, scared, crying, seriously petrified. The police come into my house expecting the worst when they find smashed furniture and an injured cat come upstairs to my quiet weeping in the closet. I was taken to the hospital for treatment for shock and then the police station to give my statement. Nobody's seen my ex since. I have no family and the only real friends I have live in my area. I'm writing this as both a way to share this experience and ask you all for your advice on what I should do and whether I should go anywhere. At this stage, I have a few weapons scattered around the house, but I'm not the kind of person to be able to defend herself, particularly against 3 people. I'm scared and kind of alone. I have friends staying with me for the next few days, however they cannot stay for long. What would you do? Alright guys, that was r/let's not meet. I hope everybody is just as chilled as I am, because I'm sitting here in a closet with everything around me and I can't hear what's going on outside my house, so hopefully there's not a creepy ex stalking me. Anyway, subscribe to the channel, like, share it with your friends, make sure to click our affiliate links down below, and pick up our merchandise, and come back and see us on Friday nights for our live streaming, and we will see y'all next video. Thanks, guys. That was a special kind of special.